everyone, welcome to our new temporary workspace. All right, I'm just finishing up shuffling our cards for the week, and I'm going to start with the theme of the week as usual, and then it is still Gemini season, so we'll be starting with Gemini and working our way through the zodiac. Alrighty, so here we go. Oops, not yet. We're not ready. Only those with unconditional love for the collective, for those who need to receive this reading and these messages, please help guide me in this reading with truth, clarity, understanding, and accuracy. Let's start with the theme of the week. What is the theme of the week? All right, our theme of the week is the Two of Wands. I'm just seeing a multitude of possibilities right now. So right now, it's as if your world, our worlds, it's the theme for everyone, is opening up. Things are expanding for you. There's a lot on the horizon, and it's just kind of, right now, you're kind of an observer. Yeah, like you're not necessarily on taking a step in any direction. You're just starting to see what your options are, what your possibilities are, where things could lead, where things could go. So you're kind of on the sidelines right now. It's not time to take action necessarily, but to see what's coming out to you. Where in your world is starting to open up? Where in your world are things expanding for you? Are things just being shown to you and revealed to you in some way? Sometimes when things are taken away, that's when you have the most freedom, right? It's kind of like when you have nothing left to lose, that's when you have the most freedom in the world. So for some of you, you may be going through that. I know I'm going through that right now. But yeah, like try to see through anything that may seem very difficult or restricting right now. Try to see where that's actually opening doors and opportunities for you. It's just like an open road. Like the path is being paved right now for you to go. You don't have to go in one specific direction. You can kind of go anywhere you want from here. But all you need to do is to acknowledge what is opening up. You have to look and really see and show yourself what life is letting you kind of have, if that makes sense. It's like life is saying, hey, like you were restricted by this before, or you couldn't do this before, but now you have an open road, free range to do whatever you want. You may have thought that you wanted one thing, but now you're kind of turning around to consider something else. For some of you, this may be the case where it's like, oh, you know what? Like I was going this way and I thought that this was what I wanted, and I thought, I felt like this is what I needed at that time, but actually now I think this is what I need. I think that I need something different. Just open yourself up to it. Just don't close yourself off. Nothing is set in stone yet. You haven't necessarily chosen anything, but you're in the preliminary stages. So right now, the world is your oyster. It's all about what you decide to do with it. Right? Two of Wands. Gemini. Ooh, Gemini, you're ready to do that. You're super ready. The Fool. This is all about new beginnings and just like not taking life too seriously. I feel like you were maybe in a period where things are kind of drudging you down a little bit, and you were kind of worried about the path that you were on, but now you're just letting that go, or you need to if you haven't yet. Just let things go. There is a reason for everything. It really is. And I think you're coming into a place of acceptance and just being like, you know what, I don't know. And that's all right. Sometimes you're not going to know what the next step is. Sometimes you're not going to know what's happening or what's about to happen or where you're going to be in a week or a month or a year. But sometimes you do just need to let that go in order to find your place, in order for things to come together. And that's what you're doing right now. And that's what you need to be doing right now if you're not doing it. You do have support. You have support for this from important people. You have the optimism and the perspective within you in order to take it day by day, in order to take it moment by moment. Just release yourself. Release yourself from whatever is holding you back. And just let it happen. You know, yes, there's always a chance that something could go wrong. There's always a chance that it might not turn out the way you wanted it to. But that's something that you actually appreciate in life, right, Gemini? Like, that's something that you can appreciate, is the excitement of not knowing. So really just embrace that and let yourself feel, let yourself fall. If you fall, you can get back up. You've done it before, you can do it again. So don't be afraid to let life happen to you once in a while. All right, Gemini. Cancer. What is the message for Cancer this week? What does Cancer need to know? Cancer. There we go. Ooh, be confident in yourself. Be self-assured. You're doing you're doing it. Don't let anyone instill any type of self-doubt. You know what you're doing. You know where you're going. You're in a place of self-assuredness 100%. And you like to keep things to yourself a little bit sometimes, which is exactly right. Like, don't reveal all of your cards to everybody. Be very mindful that you're not showing everyone everything, because they don't need to know it. And it also puts you in a place of authority. It puts you a little bit, it gives you the upper hand when you don't show all of your cards immediately, or maybe ever, I don't know. But just, yeah, and I'm seeing that it's not like something that you're trying to be underhanded with or trying to get away with something because you're not being completely honest necessarily, because you're holding back in a certain way or you're keeping certain opinions or thoughts to yourself. It's not that you're not being honest or trying not to be honest, but, you know, it's none of people's business sometimes. They don't need to know it all. You can keep things to yourself and not feel bad about it and not question yourself about maybe it would be better if everyone knew everything that was going on. Not necessarily. You're still in a place of power without revealing all of your personal information and issues or whatever you're going through, whatever is going on. So harness that power, because there is a power in that in itself. Stay optimistic. I just feel like you might have some doubts about yourself in some way in a certain situation, but it's not even about overthinking it, but it's almost about being a little bit uncomfortable with having the amount of control and power that you do right now. It's like, whoa, okay, this is kind of intense. I don't know, like, do I deserve this? Like, can I handle it? Am I making the right decisions? Am I making the right call? You are. You are. You're doing the right thing, and just as long as you believe in yourself and you believe in your decisions and intentions and where they're coming from is genuine, you're doing the right thing. Even if it does cause a little bit of conflict, which I feel like that's kind of the biggest thing. You don't really want to ruffle any feathers. You don't want to cause a whole lot of a scene or conflict or drama, but sometimes that has to happen in order for change to happen, in order for you to get to the better place, in order for things to go into the right place. So don't question it. It's fine. You're doing the right thing. All right, Cancer, Queen of Wands. Leo. The Six of Swords. I feel like you had this last week. I'm getting a flashback. I think you were moving last week in some way, shape, or form. And you got the same one this week, which is interesting. I guess you're still in transition from one place to another, whether it's literally in transition with your living circumstances or in some situation in your life. You're in transition, and it's not easy. It's really tough in a lot of ways. You have a lot to think about, a lot to consider. There's a lot on your mind, and all you want to do right now, all you're trying to do is get to the other side. You're just trying to make it better. You're just trying to get through this so you know how to move forward beyond this period. Just focus on the now. Try not to focus so much about what you're going to do when you get past this moment, because there's a lot going on right now for you. There's just a lot happening in this moment that you need to just focus on this, because you're going to overwhelm yourself if you start thinking about things that haven't gotten here yet. If you start thinking about like, oh, when I get to blah, 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 or after this part is over, then what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? How am I going to do it? What's going to happen? You're just going to think yourself to death, and it's just going to drive you crazy. You're not going to come up with any solutions or answers. You're just going to come up with more stress and more worries. So just really try to stay in what's happening now. Pay attention to that. Focus on that. Work on that. And then when you get there, then worry about that thing. But right now, you got enough going on. All right, Leo? Good luck to you. Six of Swords. Virgo. Whoa. Okay. Virgo, the Lovers. There's a bright spot in your life, but it's feeling a little bit, you feel a little detached from it right now. You can still see it, you know what it is. It's there, it's not gone anywhere, but you feel like there's something that you just can't reach or you can't grasp it. And it's like you don't know how, and I feel like you may be trying to think of all different ways that you could do this or get back to this or reach this, but for some of you, I don't know that you're actually trying these other ways. It's kind of like ideas, or like maybe other people are telling you things that sound good, but you're not actually really doing it or going for it. But if you want growth, if you want to get closer, you're going to have to really make an attempt. You're going to have to plant those seeds. You're going to have to reach up there and do it. Like, I mean, I don't know how you would expect to get this thing if you don't actually grab it. Go to grab it, right? Like if there's an apple right here, it's just going to hang in front of you. You know, like the carrot in front of the horse, like he's walking towards it trying to get it, but he's not really getting any closer. That's kind of how I feel like where you are right now, where it's kind of like this thing dangling and you want it, so you keep walking towards it, but you don't actually take any real action. You realize that's not working, but you keep doing the same thing all over again, rather than trying something different. Try a new method. Try a new method. I feel like you're talking yourself out of it for some reason. Or you're the one keeping yourself from whatever that is, whatever that light is, whatever that goal is, whatever that special thing is. All right, Virgo, just go for it. Just grab it. Just reach your hand out and grab it, because it's there, and it's right there. It's right in front of you. Just try something maybe you haven't tried before, or that you're afraid to try. Or stop making excuses for yourself, for some of you. Right, Virgo. Lovers. Libra. What's going on for Libra? The Ten of Cups. Oh, Libra, okay, you're focused. You're very home focused, like family focused right now. You have things look really beautiful for you. It seems very lighthearted because you're in a good place, but you still want more. You're like, ooh, this is wonderful. I love this. Like, it's a very specific moment, though. It seems like very specific. Like, there's a moment that you had, or you're going to have, or that you're thinking of, that is like a dream moment, like a fantasy family, perfect family moment. You're like, I just want to be with, I don't know, like whatever is perfect to you. There's so many, everyone's version of perfect moments are completely different, right? So whatever perfect, happy home, emotionally fulfilling moment would be for you, however you picture like a perfect life, let's say. Because for some of you, maybe you don't want a family, maybe you don't want to get married, or maybe maybe you do. I don't know. But whatever that means to you, whatever this vision is that you have for yourself in your life, that's like the perfect moment, the perfect living situation, the perfect work situation, whatever that means for you. This is what's in focus this week. And the reason that that's in focus is because it is something for you to work towards. It's something for you to, it's almost like a realization of that. Like maybe you weren't sure before, but you have this vision, and you don't have this vision because it's unattainable. It is attainable, and that's the reason you're having this. And every idea, everything that exists, I said this last week too, it's like everything that exists was once an idea. So it's the same thing that you can do for your life. You can have any type of life you want. You can have this perfect life that you envision in your mind. You just have to make it happen for yourself. You must create that for yourself. So do it. So do it. And you can. You have this vision for a reason. You have the desires for a reason. They resonate with you for a reason. So go with that. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to deny it. Don't try to act like it doesn't exist, because you have these wants for a reason. If you don't want to want these things, then you have to figure out why you want them. Where does that stem from? And maybe kind of you can alter that if it makes you, if that's what feels right for you, if that's what makes you feel good, whatever gets you to this 10 of Cups feeling of fulfillment, that's where you want to go towards. So that might be something you have to figure out this week in order to start moving towards that, or maybe that's something you already know, and that's a vision you already have. And again, you just have to start moving towards it. Or maybe you are moving towards it and you realize that this week and you start appreciating it. For some of you, that's the case. And that's amazing, because then you're like, okay, yeah, wow, my dreams are literally coming true. I see them right here. Like, you are my dream come true. This house is my dream come true. Whatever it is. All right, Libra? That's for you. Scorpio. Scorpio, the Hermit. So the Hermit has collected a lot of knowledge. Yeah, he's really smart. He knows a lot of things, very wise. People come to him to get answers, to get advice, to understand. But now you need to understand. You're smart. Yeah, you've gone through a lot. You've been through a lot of things. But sometimes you don't know it all right, Scorpio? You need someone who's going to be the hermit for you. You need someone who you respect to talk to bounce ideas off of, to enlighten you. That's what you need, an enlightenment. You need an aha moment, and the only way you're going to get that and see something that eludes you and that you can't see, and I'm feeling like for some of you, for a lot of you, you don't even know that you can't see it. So this is kind of tricky, because how are you going to ask advice of someone if you don't even know that you need that advice? But I'm thinking that someone's just going to come in and give you that without you even realizing that you needed it. Yeah. But it's going to be such a good moment for you. This is going to be so good. This is something you need really badly. And whether you realize that or not, it's going to not change your journey, but it's going to make it, it's going to lift it. It's going to like push it in a certain direction. And which could mean, it could be just like the way you look at things start to change. It could be the way that you experience life or a certain situation you're going through starts to change. But there is a shift, right, that happens once you have this information, this enlightenment, this knowledge, this understanding. There's a major shift that begins, and that is the catalyst for it. And I'm seeing it in an upward motion, like it's going up. It's not something that brings you down or makes you feel helpless or hopeless. It's something that will lift you up and be really positive for you, as long, again, you always have a choice, yes, as long as you take it in and let it absorb. Like, take it in, take it for what it is. Don't push it away. Don't be afraid of it. Adjustment and change is always hard. Transition is hard because it can be really uncomfortable, but accept it in and work with it, because it's in your best interest. This is really, really, really positive thing for you if you let it be, Scorpio, all right? The Hermit. Sagittarius. These are taking a lot out of me this week for some reason while I'm going through a stressful time. So maybe that's why. But Sagittarius, 7 of Cups. There's something right at your fingertips, something you really desire that's right at your fingertips. But at the same time, it's something that seems it's something that seems better than it actually is for you, Sagittarius. Like, not that it's not going to be great for you, not that it's not going to be nice, but there's something that seems really like enticing and really tempting and really alluring that's right at your fingertips. And it's almost like because you can see it, but you can't touch it, makes it even all that more, makes you want it just that much more because it's just out of your reach. But it's close enough for you to be like, ooh, like, to get really excited about it, yeah? You're like, yeah, interesting. And it's an option, which is kind of the funny part of it, is that you have other options that may be similar or maybe in the same realm of whatever this thing is. And they all could be great, but this one in particular is just, this one is special because you might be able to get your hands on these other things, but this is just the one that is just slightly out of reach, just slightly, just enough to make you just extra attracted to it. But if you get it, I'm just hearing that you're not going to appreciate it anyway. It's more about like, when it stays just out of reach, that's when you appreciate it the most. That's when you don't take it for granted. But you take all of these other things for granted because you're too busy paying attention to the one that you don't have. And when you get it, or if you get it, you will do just the same as all of these others. You'll leave it behind. If you haven't left it behind before or something similar, you'll leave it behind and try to find that thing again that's just out of your reach. And it'll be the same cycle over and over, but you're the only one who could break this cycle. I don't know who this applies to, of course, but like I'm seeing mushrooms for some of you, which maybe those, I'm seeing magic mushrooms for some of you. So, whatever, I don't know what that has to do with yet, but for someone out there, I'm seeing like you, maybe you were like, took some magic mushrooms and it made you realize something that you wanted, or made you see something that you wanted, or maybe you just want to try magic mushrooms and you think it's going to be really great for you, but you're not seeing clearly. And by the way, another thing for that, if that's what you're doing, you might think it's helping you gain clarity, but it's not. Just FYI, that's an important message out there for somebody. If that's what you're doing because you feel a little lost or cloudy or confused, it's not helping you. It's not helping you in terms of clarity and confusion and making things a little bit more direct. Like, I don't know if it's helping you in other ways, but it's not helping you see clearly, which, if that's what you're using it for, as some type of self-therapy in some way, that's not how it's benefiting you. It's actually making things more elusive for you, a little bit more foggy. It's actually making it things that you think may appear clearer. It's not giving you a clear perspective. It's not. You just think that it is. Yeah, and that's gonna make you walk away from something that could be beneficial to you, that could be good for you, and you would realize that later on down the line, but not right now. It's a little bit of I'm kind of seeing the devil card here, which is about like addictions and habits and temptations, for some of you, obsessions, things like that, all those types of things. So that's kind of like putting in that type of energy in your space. Yeah, but outside of that, still, yeah, this, whatever this is, it's that you're kind of putting it on a pedestal, and it doesn't need to be. I mean, you can do that. It is special, but you have other things that are equally as special. You're just not giving them their due credit because you can touch them so easily, right? You have the opportunity to grab them whenever you want. And the second that happens with this thing, you're gonna not care about it so much either. So just keep that in mind about, in general, taking things for granted. That's a theme with you. So just keep that in mind for overall the things in your life, the people in your life, the things that you have going for you. And just try to appreciate them a little more and not take them so much for granted, because it can always be worse. All right, Sag, who's next? Capricorn. Capricorn. 9 of Cups. A lot of cups is fun. You think you got it in the bag, Capricorn. You're like, got it. I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. That's you, Capricorn. You feel like you have it. You got it all, and you don't need to put in any effort, and it's just there for the taking whenever. But is it? Is it? Do you really got it like that? Some of you, yeah, actually, yeah, you do. But others of you, I feel like you think that you got it a little more than you do. You're a little bit overconfident right now, and that's pushing something actually away from you. I'm just seeing like a cockiness, like a confidence that's like undeserved, frankly. Sorry, Cap. You're very and you're very not protective over these things or whatever it is you think you have, but just you don't want anyone else to touch that. You don't want it to be, you really don't want it to be taken away. You feel like you got it like that, and you really don't want it to be taken away because this is like really exciting for you. You're like, hell yeah, like check it out. Yeah, that's mine. I did it. I got that. This is me, be jealous. You jealous? But you're not doing anything to keep it. You're not really putting in any work or effort. You're just trying to show off. You're just trying to act like you're that man or woman or whatever, and that's it. But you're not putting any work in. You're not putting in anything that's going to cause for any reason. There's no reason for that. These things that you have right now or whatever's making you feel like really proud to stay. There's no reason for it to stay there because you're not doing anything to create staying power. So if you want to continue like this, if you want to keep these things in your life or whatever the situation is, you're going to have to start putting in some work because you're not doing anything. And you don't really got it like that, most of you. You just don't. You think you do, but you don't. Sorry, wake up call, reality check. This is what it is. You probably could be actually closer to having it, but I'm just hearing that you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. You're on shaky ground. You're covered, and it's like for some of you, you're covering up these insecurities and things. You're trying to fake it till you make it, making it look like you have things that you don't really have. You're trying to make it seem like a certain way, but you know it's not. You're pretending for some of you. But you don't have to pretend. You can make it reality. Just put some effort in. Just put some work behind it and you can do it. Okay, Cap? You're not afraid of work. Come on now. Aquarius. 4 of Wands. There we go. I'm just hearing home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. You just want to like go back to something. You just want to go back, like for some of you it's like, oh, the good old days. Like you're thinking about the way it was at some point in your past where you're like, oh, I remember it was so good when it was like this and I was doing that and this person was here and I lived there or I had this job or whatever it is, but you're like very much celebrating what once was and you just really want to be in that space again. You're kind of like dying to be in that space. But there's something in the way. There's something in the way, kind of like fighting you. You're stuck on there's a hump, there's something you need to get over first in order to get back to that time and place and that feeling and that all of that. There's a bridge that needs to be crossed. Right now you're kind of stuck on the outside and it's almost like you're trying to mimic whatever time, place, and situation was going on. Like you want to recreate that, but it's not quite the same. Or maybe you've been trying to recreate that and it's not quite working. It's not that it's not working out, but it's not the same. I mean, it's not going to, you can't take something that's happened 10 years ago and pick it up and then plop it in today. It's never gonna, even if you did that, like things would still be different, right? Like it's not gonna be the same. Like the surroundings aren't the same. The people that are around aren't the same. What's happening in the world isn't the same. So you can't recreate that moment. You can only take the moment that you're in now and try to do the best with what you have going. And you'll rebuild. Hashtag we will rebuild. Like you'll recreate, you'll rebuild, and it will be great. It can be great, and you can be setting the foundation for that right now. Just understand that it's not going to be exactly like whatever that is, whatever this other thing is that you want it to be like, or whatever this other time was that you want it to feel like. It's not going to ever be exactly like that. It's going to be different. So you just have to appreciate that and understand that that's what's going to happen. And just build off of what you have. That's it. For once. Pisces. Whoop. That was too many cards. Okay. I'm just going to go with them. Let's see. So what you got that popped out is the Hierophant and the Eight of Swords. And to me, I'm feeling that the Eight of Swords is very heavy. It's very, but it's important in this reading as like kind of a nod for me. But I feel that your card is the Hierophant for the week, which has to do with all traditional values and morals and things like that. And you feel very, so with the Eight of Swords here, it just feels like you're really restricted by those things. Like there's something that's very traditional, very like, or the rules and regulations and things like that that are feeling you, making you feel very stuck, very restricted. Like you can only do so much. You can only go so many places or do so many things, or like, and you don't know how long this is gonna be. You don't know necessarily why it even has to be that way for some of you. You just, a lot of it is about the understanding. I think that if you kind of had a better idea of exactly what was going on, maybe you're a little bit uninformed in some way, or you feel confused about the information you're getting. I think it seems like a lot of it is that, like, it's just like a little bit blurry, and a lot of the lines are blurred, and you're not getting like a direct answer, you're not getting a real response. It's just kind of like very gray area, and it's making you feel like, well, what is even going on here? I don't know how to react. I don't know what to do, or what my limitations, like I feel very limited, but I don't really know what my limitations are, or where I can kind of expand on, because I'm not really getting any answers. So it's kind of very like, you feel like things are happening around you and you have no control over it, and you have no way to, you don't even know how to react to it. So you're going to have to seek that. You're going to have to really make it a point to seek that out, Pisces, and try to figure those things out, because that's going to help you understand what your limitations actually are, rather than you just feeling like completely shut down and like you have zero say or zero ability to go in any which way. You need to understand like where the parameters really are set here. And that's going to be really important for you in terms of feeling a little bit more at ease. Okay, Pisces. Aries. Let's see what's going on for Aries this week. All right, Aries. Five of Pentacles. You feel real left out, left behind, just up. I'm just feeling like someone or something in your life has just abandoned you, or at least you feel that way. You feel really abandoned. You feel really, I want to say betrayed for some of you, even though that's not something I would normally associate this card with, but I feel like I just want to say betrayal for somebody out there. There's like 1 second you had something, and now all of a sudden it was like ripped out of your hands. And the next second you're looking up like, how did it get here? I was loyal. I stuck by this. I stuck by you. I did all these things. And where did it get me? Where did this get me? Nowhere. I'm worse off than when I started. I'm feeling a lot of resentment, a lot of like, well, you Aries are known for your anger, so I'm sure there's some anger there, but it's more of like it's just upsetting. It's just like sad. It's just sad. You feel sad for whatever that was, whatever the situation is, whatever person. It's like, that's a shame. It's a shame that things worked out like this. It's a shame that this happened. It's a shame that this is the way where we are right now. You yourself aren't in a bad place, Aries. Like, you're fine. You have the help you need. You have the support that you need. You can get that from other places, other things, other people. But it's just this situation is just feeling like it's a bummer. It is. It's kind of like, well, hot girl bummer, you know that song? Hot girl bummer. I think that's the name. It's like the hot girl summer remix. But that's what's popping up. Yeah, it's just like, well, it's not really what you expected or what you wanted to happen, or it's like, this blows, but I'll get through it. You will. You'll get through it. It's like, it sucks, but it's not going to tear your whole entire world apart. Also, see, there is a place for you to seek refuge. Like, you do have the opportunity to feel differently about this in some way, or you have the opportunity to not to not detach so much when whatever happens. But I'm seeing that you're choosing to. So you're choosing to, like, yeah, you might have some distance may have been created, or something may have come between here, or like disappointed you in some way. But it's your choice to completely retract. It's your choice right now that you're completely like putting the wall up, putting that divide there. You're like, nah, nope, boop, roll them up. Like, no. It's your choice. You don't have to necessarily be this far from whatever it is. You don't have to necessarily be completely on the outside or feel like you're on your own, but you're choosing to do so, because you know you can get fulfillment in other places. You can get help, whether like you can start to rebuild, you can do all of that. It's like you know that you still have a sense of independence, and a sense of like, I got it. I can do this myself if I have to. That's fine. Like, this sucks and I'm disappointed and it's a shame. Yeah, sad, very sad story, but I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna make it, and I don't need you. I don't need this. I don't need any of that on my side. If it doesn't want to be there, if it doesn't want to be part, if it's not meant to be part of my life, then it's not. So you're fine. Right, Aries, you're gonna be fine. NBD. Five of Pentacles. Taurus. Last stop, Taurus. What's in for Taurus? Judgment. Judgment. I'm just seeing you like telling other people what to do, how to live their lives, what to think, who to be, and why they should be that way. And you just want everyone to listen to what you have to say. You feel like what you have to say is valid and important, and probably more important than what everyone else thinks and has to say. And you're not really giving anyone a chance to talk. You're not really giving anyone a chance to give you a rebuttal or to kind of put in their 2 cents. You would just expect everyone to take what you say as fact and 100% and not question it. But people do have questions. They're like, wait, but hold on, I have to ask you like this. And it's not even that they're necessarily disagreeing with you, or they're necessarily questioning your tactics or your motives or your opinions or anything. But people need clarity sometimes, and people want to understand what you're saying, or maybe they do want to follow your advice, but they just don't really get how to do that, because they need some type of back and forth in order to really process whatever it is you're saying. But give people that chance to have a true back and forth with you, rather than you just like blah 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 blah, bye, like, and then they're left there like, wait, huh, hold on. Or maybe you're upset at someone and you just kind of give it to them and they didn't even know they did something, and then they're just kind of left there on the other end of the phone like, oh, like, give them a chance to have an actual conversation with you rather than you just talking at them. It's going to be really important, and that's going to prevent a lot of issues and resentments for many people out there. It's going to really help keep resentments from building in other people against you, because you didn't give them that opportunity to state their case or to actually, make a real amends with you. They might have had reasons for doing whatever they did. They might have questions for you in some way. They might want to come and apologize to you, but you don't give them that opportunity because you're too busy pushing them out or saying what you have to say and not giving them the opportunity for that. So it's just all about giving someone else the opportunity to either just respond or to understand or to whatever. So that's going to be huge for you this week, Taurus, and it's going to make all the difference if you just take a moment. Just be like, okay, just be mindful. You don't have to agree with what they say. You can fight them back, but just give them that opportunity. That's all you need to do, is give someone else the opportunity to talk. All right, Taurus, that's for you, Judgment. All right, that's everybody this week. I hope that was helpful for you, and thank you again for bearing with me through all of this craziness that's going on. I hope you'll tune in again next week. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video and if it resonates with you. If you have any questions or comments, please do not be afraid to write them below or send me an email. All right, guys, I love you. Have an amazing week. Mwah.